anticipated, Judge Humphrey granted a reasonable bond with reasonable restrictions on this case. It started as a first-degree homicide, and it's been bound over. That we do not believe that's where this case will end up. Hopefully, y'all saw some proof in there that was presented that our client at least was provoked and at best was defending himself and his family under threats of murder. The decedent proclaimed that he was coming after them, that he was going to burn their house down and kill them, and then there are these allegations that the decedent kidnapped his children, and there are these allegations that he had also made a vow to ruin him and his family, kidnap his children, and that there's these allegations that he possibly molested his infant daughter. That's enough to provoke any reasonable person to act unreasonable or to defend his family. In East Tennessee, if someone vows to burn your house down and kill your family, you can stop that fire out. And that's just what I told the judge. And I think that's what the judge realized after he heard the proof, that this is not what the state initially thought it was.
Yeah, I'm sorry, talk us over the prosecution kind of saying, well, the child molestation isn't evidence, there's nothing there. But our witness that you guys had, she talked a little bit about, seeing what she saw. So, kind of talk to us about that.
Well, the state sometimes accuses defense lawyers of picking out facts that they like for their case, and essentially that's our job. But many times the state is here prosecuting cases where there's not definitive medical evidence of molestation or rape, but that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. They'll argue the other side of that coin many, many times when they're trying to prosecute someone. But here they were put in a weird, unique position to where they were trying to say that the decedent hadn't molested somebody because there wasn't definitive proof of it. But that doesn't mean it didn't happen, and we deal with that regularly.
What are you guys hoping happens as you move forward? Just kind of your mindset for the next step of this case.
Well, we hope the family raises the money to make his reasonable bond that Judge Humphrey set today, and that he can get out and start working on the case with us. We can fill in the voids of the investigation and be able to tell the jury at some point exactly what happened here. And we believe when we get down to the nuts and bolts of it and the whole truth, that our client will be found not guilty of first-degree murder and possibly not guilty of anything.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to take those mics from you.